Okay, excuse the crazy hair. I am uh, home with a migraine, although it's finally starting to go away, so I'm feeling a little better now. But Silky Croissant or Sulky Croissant, I don't know, I'll have to tag you in it. Anyway, she asked a question. Do I have any book recommendations? So I'm an avid reader, so yes, I have a lot of book recommendations, but two that I am either reading or just finished reading right now that I will recommend. So I'm not a big fiction reader. Like I read a lot of fiction in high school and elementary school. And then once I hit my 20s, I discovered nonfiction. So I really like nonfiction and memoirs have kind of been my go-to. So like over the last several years, 20 years or so, I don't know, maybe I've read 5 novels. But then recently I've been reading novels again, which is kind of weird. Anyway, so Where Did You Park Your Spaceship is one of the novels that I have recently read by Rob Bell. He's also been on the podcast recently. And uh, with some stuff that's been going on in my personal life, this book was really healing for me in helping me to grieve some things. And I feel like um, well, Rob Bell says on his podcast a lot, he'll say, oh, that was like 7 or 8 Rob Bells ago, right? So there's this idea that, we're constantly evolving and changing who we are, um, the things that we believe, what we understand, especially as we understand new things and have new insight. And so there's been a lot of, I think for me personally, this past year, looking back and being ashamed of all of the Joannes I used to be, right? Like, I feel like I just need to confess and repent all of um, all of the sermons I preached, some of the books I read, some of the things I taught my kids when they were young. That now I look back and I feel like those were damaging, and that were more hurtful than helpful. And so I think what was helped me, excuse me, oh, goodness sakes, how do you edit that? I don't know. With this book is that it gave me permission to extend grace to myself. Um, that we can look back with regret and we can confess, and we can't always fix those things, but we can start new from where we are now with our new understanding and offer ourselves grace. And so I've been working on that a lot. And then the other one is, I guess I should have said this one first, and that is Sarah Stancorb, Disobedient Women. And then and this is a really long subtitle, How a Small Group of Faithful Women Exposed Abuse, Brought Down Powerful Pastors, and ignited an evangelical reckoning. And this is the book I think that's giving, like, I didn't realize how invested I was in evangelicalism until I read this book. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in depth in my podcast in the next episode. But this is one of the things that really opened my eyes to, I knew that there were some things about evangelicalism that I had adopted, but I didn't realize how much. And so I'm processing that, and I'm grieving that, and I think that's why the Rob Bell book was important to me, because it helped me to extend some grace to myself while I'm processing all of that and grieving. And I think there's a lot of us who are ex-evangelical who are deconstructing and then reconstructing that. One of the hardest things about it is that we're probably harder on ourselves than anybody else is. So people who are, saying stuff about us as we deconstruct and accusing us of whatever, X, Y, and Z, we don't love Jesus anymore. They're not. Trust me, we are way harder on ourselves than they are. And so maybe this these books here, especially the second one by Rob Bell, maybe it would help you to extend grace to yourself as well, and go easy on yourself. So anyway, those are two of the books that I am reading right now and that I will highly recommend.